Let's go over your ACT Practice 2 questions, starting with number 1. Number 1 is going to be an equation question. And we have to come up with an equation for total cost. So we'll just call it C. Total cost equals, and we are paying $39.99 to buy the machine. So $39.99. And we're also paying $2 for each bouquet. And so we'll add in the $2 per bouquet. That'll give me A. Number 2 is going to be a function value question. What is the value of the expression, this function here, when x is 5 and y is -1? So our function x minus y squared. We're going to plug in for x 5 minus, and we're also going to plug in a -1 for y. And then we're going to square that. So let's do inside the parentheses first. 5 minus a -1. That's like -1 times -1. So that's going to be 5 plus 1, which gives me 6 squared. And that equals 36. Okay, number 3 is going to be an arithmetic question. Arithmetic. And so the teacher gave the students 5 new words to spell on the first day. On each day of school after that, he gave the students 3 new words to spell. In the first 20 days of school, how many new words had he given the students to spell? Well, we know he gave them 5 on the first day. And then he gave them 3 words for the following 19 days after that. So we're going to do 3 times 19. That gives me 57 plus the 5. That gives me 62. Okay. Number 4 is going to be an exponent question. Exponent. And so we need to find what is 4x squared to the 3rd power. Well, what this is saying is we're doing 4x squared times 4x squared times 4x squared. And so I'm going to multiply my coefficients together. 4 times 4 times 4. That gives me 64. And then for the exponents, I'm going to add those together. And so we'll get 64x to the 6th power. Another way you could do this, you know you have to do 4 cubed. 4 times 4 times 4. And when you have a power raised to a power, like if we had x to some power raised to another power, that is x to the a times b. And so you can multiply 3 times 2, and that gives you the exponent of 6. All right, and then 5, we'll just call this one arithmetic as well. We need to know what are the following positive factors. What is a factor? A factor is a number that will go into another number evenly. And so we want to know what will go into 8. What are the positive numbers that will go into 8? Well, 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor, 4 is a factor, and also 8 is a factor. Okay, number 6 is going to be simplify expressions. And it tells you what it is right here. Simplify the expression 2 times 4x plus 7 minus 3 times 2x minus 4. And so we want to do our order of operations. Is there anything I can combine inside those two parentheses? No, I cannot combine 4x with 7, and I cannot combine 2x and negative 4 because they're not like terms. You have to have the same variable and exponent to combine terms. And so we can't combine anything in the parentheses, and now we'll look to, I don't see any exponents. Remember, your order of operations is PEMDAS. So parentheses, no. Exponent, no. Can I multiply? Yes, we can multiply twice. And so you have to distribute this 2 to both terms, and you also have to distribute the negative 3 to both terms. And so we're going to do 2 times 4x gives me 8x, and 2 times 7 gives me positive 14. And we're also going to do negative 3 times 2x, that's negative 6x, and a negative 3 times negative 4 gives me positive 12. Now we can combine our like terms. We have our x terms, 8x and negative 6x gives me 2x, and 14 and 12, that gives me 26. Okay, number 7 is going to be an average question. Average. Okay, Ms. Lopez throws out the lowest test score and then takes the average of the remaining test scores. And so what overall test score did Victor earn in Ms. Lopez's class this semester? Well, let's throw out the lowest one. The lowest one's a 62. And then we'll take the average of the remaining 4. So to take the average, also this is called the mean. We're going to take the mean or average of the 7 remaining test scores. We'll add the tests together. And then we're going to take that sum and divide it by how many tests we have. So we'll divide that by 4. So in your calculator, let's add the top numbers. 78 plus 83 plus 84 plus 93. That gives me 338, and let's divide that by 4. And that's going to give me an 84.5. Okay, number 8. We could solve this like an equation question. Is one way to do it. So you can make an equation for one company, Uptown Cable. They charge $120 plus $25 per month. And the other company, Downtown Cable, charges $60 for installation plus $35 per month. And a customer who signs up with Uptown will pay the same total amount for cable TV as a customer who signs up with Downtown if each pays for installation and cable programming for how many months. And so let's figure out what would make these two equations equal. And so we're solving for M, the number of months. And so we have M terms on both sides of the equation. Let's take the smaller one over and get your M's to one side. So we have a 35M, and now we have a negative 25M. I have a 120 on the left, now I have a negative 60 with it, and our combine both sides. So 120 minus 60 gives you 60. 35M minus 25M gives you 10M. Divide by 10 to both, and we're going to get M equals 6. So if the number of months is 6, then the price will be the same. And you could actually solve this one like a function value question, because you've made two functions. if you didn't want to do it this way, you could use the answer choices. Use the answer choices and figure out, okay, I know these have to be equal, and you could start with 3 and plug in a 3 for M and for that M and see if they equal. They don't, and then you could plug in a 6 just like we did, and they will equal. So that it could be a function value question as well.